The Galactic Council Patrol. In the vast reaches of the Andromeda Galaxy, the Galactic Council had maintained peace and prosperity for millennia. Comprised of dozens of advanced alien civilizations, the Council fostered cooperation, trade, and cultural exchange among its members. The Council's ships patrolled the space lanes, ensuring the safety of all. Captain Zyloff stood on the bridge of the GCS Luminos, a sleek patrol vessel of the Galactic Council fleet. A tall, slender being with shimmering blue skin and luminous yellow eyes, Zyloff was a respected veteran of countless missions. His crew, a diverse mix of aliens from across the Council's worlds, worked diligently at their stations. Status report, Zyloff commanded, his melodic voice filling the bridge. All systems nominal, Captain, responded his first officer, a reptilian saurian named Kirix. We're on course for the Theta sector, no anomalies detected. Zyloff nodded, satisfied. The Theta sector was a quiet region of space, far from the bustling trade routes and populous council worlds. These patrol missions were often uneventful, but they served a vital purpose in maintaining the council's vigilance. Suddenly, a chime sounded from the sensor station. The Aurorian officer, Navarra, her crystalline body glinting in the ship's lights, turned to face Zyloff. Captain, long-range scanners have picked up an unknown contact at the edge of the sector, Navarra reported, her faceted eyes widening. It's massive, sir. Bigger than anything I've ever seen. Zyloff's brow furrowed. Show me. The main view screen shimmered to life, displaying a magnified view of the distant contact. Zyloff's breath caught in his throat as he beheld the colossal alien vessel. It was a leviathan of metal and composite materials, bristling with weapons arrays and powerful engines. The design was entirely unfamiliar, a stark contrast to the graceful, organic curves of council ships. By the celestial makers, Kirix whispered, her scaled hands gripping the edge of her console. What is that monstrosity? Zyloff's mind raced with possibilities. An unknown civilization, clearly advanced and possessing formidable military might. The implications were staggering, both for the Council and the delicate balance of power in the galaxy. Helm, set an intercept course, Zyloff ordered, his voice steady despite the racing of his jewel hearts. Comms, broadcast a standard greeting on all frequencies. Let's find out who our new neighbors are. As the GCS Luminos accelerated towards the alien behemoth, Zyloff couldn't shake the feeling that this encounter would change the course of galactic history. The Galactic Council, secure in its dominance for so long, was about to face an unprecedented challenge. And Zyloff, a lone captain on a routine patrol, found himself at the center of it all. The human arrival. As the GCS Luminos approached the alien vessel, Zyloff and his crew marveled at the sheer scale of the craft. It dwarfed their patrol ship, a sleek minnow next to an armored leviathan. The alien ship's hull was a patchwork of matte black and gunmetal gray, adorned with unfamiliar markings and bristling with weapons emplacements. Any response to our hails? Zyloff asked, his eyes never leaving the view screen. Kirix shook her head. Negative, Captain. But we are being scanned. They're probing our systems. Zyloff tensed, his hand hovering near the shield controls. Raise defenses, but do not power weapons. We must show we mean no harm. Moments later, the comms console chimed. Captain, we're receiving a transmission. Audio and visual, Navarra reported. On screen. The view screen flickered, and Zyloff found himself face to face with an alien unlike any he had encountered before. The being was Bictal, with pale, pinkish skin and a shock of dark hair cropped close to its scalp. It had two forward-facing eyes, a small nose, and a mouth that was curled in a tight, guarded expression. The alien wore a crisp, dark uniform adorned with unfamiliar insignia. Greetings, the alien said, its voice flat and emotionless. I am Admiral Elena Vance of the United Earth Ship Indomitable. You have entered the territory of the Earth Alliance. State your intentions. Zyloff inclined his head respectfully. Admiral Vance, I am Captain Zyloth of the Galactic Council ship Luminous. We are on a routine patrol mission and mean no harm. We were unaware that this region of space was claimed by your Earth Alliance. Admiral Vance's eyes narrowed. The Earth Alliance has only recently begun to explore this sector. We are here to establish a presence and secure our interests. Your Galactic Council is unknown to us. Zyloth spread his hands in a placating gesture. The Galactic Council is a federation of peaceful civilizations, committed to cooperation and mutual prosperity. We would welcome the opportunity to establish diplomatic relations with your people. Vance leaned back in her chair, her expression unreadable. A noble sentiment, Captain Zyloth. But in our experience, trust must be earned. You'll understand if we're cautious. Our history has taught us that not all alien civilizations have benevolent intentions. Zyloth's mind raced, trying to navigate this delicate first contact. Of course, Admiral. We respect your caution. Perhaps we could arrange a meeting, a neutral ground where we can begin to build understanding between our peoples. Vance considered this for a long moment. Very well. I will consult with my superiors and provide coordinates for a rendezvous. But know this, Captain Zyloth. The Earth Alliance will defend its interests with all the might at our disposal. We seek peace, but we do not fear war. With that, the transmission ended, and Zyloth was left staring at the looming hulk of the UES Indomitable. He let out a slow breath, the weight of the moment settling on his shoulders. This first contact with the humans, as they called themselves, had the potential to shape the future of the galaxy. But as Zyloth looked into the faces of his crew, he saw a mix of curiosity, apprehension, and determination. They were the finest the Galactic Council had to offer, and together they would face whatever challenges lay ahead. Tensions rise. News of the human encounter spread like wildfire through the Galactic Council. The sudden appearance of a militarily advanced, unknown civilization sent shockwaves through the member species. The council chambers on the capital world of Aethora buzzed with heated debate. These humans are a threat, declared Councillor Zarn, the draconian representative. His reptilian eyes glinted with suspicion as he addressed the gathered delegates. Their ships are built for war, and they claim vast swaths of territory as their own. We must act swiftly to contain them. Contain them, scoffed Councillor Ilara, the Aurorian delegate. Her crystalline form shimmered with indignation. We know nothing of their culture, their history. Surely diplomacy is the wiser path. As the debate raged on, Captain Zyloth and Admiral Vance worked tirelessly to bridge the gap between their civilizations. They met on neutral ground, a small, uninhabited world on the edge of council space. Over long hours of discussions, they shared the histories and values of their respective peoples. Zyloth learned of Earth, a vibrant world that had overcome centuries of conflict to unite under a common banner. He marveled at the resilience and ingenuity of the human species, who had risen from their cradle to explore the stars. In turn, Vance came to understand the Galactic Council's commitment to peace and cooperation. She saw in Zyloth a kindred spirit, a leader dedicated to the betterment of all sentient life. But even as understanding grew between them, dark currents stirred within the council. A faction led by Councillor Zarn viewed the humans as a threat to be eliminated, rather than a potential ally. They feared that humanity's rapid rise would upset the delicate balance of power that had maintained the Council's dominance for millennia. In secret meetings, Zarn and his allies plotted to undermine the burgeoning relationship between the Council and the Earth Alliance. They whispered of human aggression, of the need for a preemptive strike to secure the Council's supremacy. Unaware of the treachery brewing within the Council's ranks, Zyloth and Vance continued their efforts to foster peace. They organized cultural exchanges, inviting delegations from both sides to visit each other's worlds and learn firsthand of their ways of life. On Earth, Zyloth marveled at the vibrant diversity of human culture, from the soaring cities of glass and steel to the ancient temples and monuments that spoke of a rich history. He sampled exotic foods, listened to hauntingly beautiful music, and forged friendships with the warm, curious people he met. Meanwhile, on Aethora, Vance stood in awe of the Galactic Council's achievements. She walked through the shimmering spires of the capital city, where 100 alien species lived and worked in harmony. She witnessed the wonders of advanced technology, from the vast, zero-gravity shipyards to the shimmering portals that allowed instantaneous travel between the stars. But even as the bonds of friendship and understanding grew, the shadows of conspiracy lengthened. Zarn and his followers, driven by fear and ambition, set in motion a plan that would shatter the fragile peace and plunge the galaxy into chaos. As tensions rose and the drums of war began to beat, Xyloth and Vance found themselves racing against time to uncover the truth and prevent a catastrophic conflict. The fate of two civilizations and the future of the galaxy itself hung in the balance. Crisis point. The first blow came without warning. A series of coordinated attacks struck key Council installations across the galaxy, causing widespread destruction and loss of life. The attackers were swift, brutal, and most shockingly, appeared to be using advanced human weaponry. Chaos erupted in the Council chambers as accusations flew. Zarn and his allies pointed to the attacks as proof of human aggression, demanding swift retribution. The once peaceful assembly devolved into a shouting match, with tempers flaring and old rivalries resurfacing. But something didn't sit right with Xyloth. The attacks were too precise, too well coordinated, and the use of human weapons felt like a deliberate attempt to implicate the Earth Alliance. Reaching out to Vance, Xyloth shared his suspicions. Together, they launched a clandestine investigation, racing against time to uncover the truth before the Council could vote for war. As they dug deeper, a sinister picture began to emerge. They discovered evidence of a rogue faction within the Council, led by none other than Councillor Zarn himself. This faction had secretly acquired human weapons and technology, using them to stage the attacks and frame the Earth Alliance. Xyloth and Vance realized they needed irrefutable proof to expose the conspiracy and halt the march to war. They hatched a daring plan to infiltrate Zarn's stronghold and secure the evidence they needed. With a hand-picked team of trusted allies, Xyloth and Vance mounted a covert operation. They slipped past Zarn's security forces and breached his inner sanctum, where they found the damning evidence they sought. Records of the rogue faction's dealings, the stolen human weapons, and detailed plans for further attacks designed to escalate the conflict. But as they made their escape, alarms blared throughout the compound. Zarn's forces closed in, determined to silence the troublesome captain and admiral. In a desperate battle, Xyloth and Vance fought side by side, their skills and resolve tested to the limit. Just as all seemed lost, a new alarm sounded, a distress call from a nearby Council world. The planet was under attack by a mysterious hostile force, one that neither the Council nor the Earth Alliance had encountered before. With the evidence secure and their immediate pursuers thwarted, Xyloth and Vance made a fateful decision. Rather than rushing back to Aethora to expose Zarn's treachery, they rallied their forces and set out to answer the distress call. Arriving at the besieged world, they found a scene of devastation. The unknown attackers wielded fearsome weapons and possessed technology that rivaled the Council's own. The planet's defenses were crumbling, and its inhabitants were on the brink of annihilation. Without hesitation, Xyloth and Vance threw themselves into the fray. The Council and Earth Alliance forces, working together for the first time, mounted a desperate defense. Human ingenuity and Council technology combined to turn the tide, driving back the mysterious attackers and saving the planet from certain doom. In the aftermath of the battle, as the smoke cleared and the wounded were tended to, Xyloth and Vance knew that this was only the beginning. A new threat loomed on the horizon, one that would require the combined strength of the Council and the Earth Alliance to overcome. But first, they had to confront the treachery within their own ranks. With the evidence they had gathered, Xyloth and Vance returned to Aethora, determined to expose Zarn's conspiracy and forge a new era of cooperation between their peoples. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, and the bonds forged in battle would be tested as never before. A new alliance. The council chambers were in an uproar as Xyloth and Vance presented their evidence. Recordings, documents, and sensor logs laid bare the extent of Zarn's treachery. The Draconian Counselor and his co-conspirators had not only framed the Earth Alliance for the attacks, but had also been secretly collaborating with the mysterious enemy that had attacked the Council world. Faced with irrefutable proof of his crimes, Zarn and his allies were swiftly arrested and removed from power. The Council, shaken by the revelation of corruption within its own ranks, turned to Xyloth and Vance for guidance. In a historic address, Xyloth spoke of the need for unity in the face of the new threat. "We stand on the precipice of a new era," he declared, his voice ringing through the chamber. "An era in which the Galactic Council and the Earth Alliance must stand together against those who would seek to destroy all that we hold dear." Vance, standing tall beside Xyloth, echoed his sentiments. "Humanity has long sought to find its place among the stars," she said, her eyes shining with determination. "Today, we take our place as equals, as partners in the great endeavor of peace and progress." The Council, moved by their words and the undeniable proof of human valor in the recent battle, voted unanimously to extend an offer of alliance to the Earth Alliance. Diplomats and envoys were dispatched to Earth, carrying the message of friendship and cooperation. On Earth, the news of the alliance was greeted with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Some feared the loss of human autonomy, while others saw it as an opportunity for growth and exploration. But as the benefits of Council technology and knowledge began to flow to Earth, skepticism gave way to enthusiasm. Human scientists and engineers worked side by side with their Council counterparts, unlocking new frontiers in medicine, energy, and propulsion. Council scholars shared the wisdom of 1,000 worlds, enriching human art, philosophy, and culture. And in the depths of space, human and Council fleets stood together, vigilant against the looming threat of the mysterious enemy. Joint training exercises and shared intelligence forged bonds of trust and camaraderie between the once distant peoples. Xyloth and Vance, hailed as heroes by both the Council and the Earth Alliance, found themselves at the forefront of this new era. They worked tirelessly to bridge the gaps between cultures, to foster understanding and cooperation. Under their guidance, the alliance flourished, and the once isolated civilizations became true partners in the great dance of the cosmos. As the years passed, the mystery of the unknown enemy deepened. Sporadic attacks and strange sightings hinted at a vast, inscrutable intelligence lurking in the depths of the uncharted reaches. The Council and the Earth Alliance redoubled their efforts to unravel the enigma, dispatching joint expeditions to the far corners of the galaxy. On one such mission, Xyloth and Vance found themselves leading a team to investigate a series of ancient ruins on a long-dead world. As they delved into the crumbling structures, they discovered a chilling truth. The unknown enemy was not a new threat, but an ancient one. Eons ago, a powerful race had waged a devastating war against the galaxy, only to be defeated and driven into exile. Now this ancient foe had returned, seeking to reclaim its lost dominion and exact vengeance upon those who had opposed it. Armed with this knowledge, Xyloth and Vance rushed back to Council space, determined to marshal the full might of the Alliance against this reawakened menace. They knew that the struggles to come would test the resolve and unity of the Council and the Earth Alliance as never before. But as they stood before the gathered leaders of two civilizations, Xyloth and Vance knew that they had forged something stronger than any weapon or shield. They had built a bond of trust, respect, and shared purpose that would light the way through the darkest of times. And so, as the galaxy trembled on the brink of a war unlike any it had ever seen, the Galactic Council and the Earth Alliance stood together, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. For in unity, they had found strength, and in diversity, they had found wisdom. The story of Xyloth, Vance, and the alliance they forged would echo through the ages, a testament to the power of cooperation and the indomitable spirit of all sentient beings. And though the road ahead was shrouded in shadow, one thing was certain. Together, they would meet their destiny and shape the future of the galaxy itself.